Hey, what is up guys? It's Brendan here, and today we're going to be doing a Modalyst review, going over the pros and cons of Modalyst, as well as pricing, and generally what I think about it, what kind of app integrations they have, the various types of features, and everything to know about Modalyst. So first off, what is Modalyst or Modalyst, however you pronounce it? So Modalyst or Modalyst is a dropshipping products to your store or e-commerce store instantly. That's generally looking at their homepage, what their primary value is, so you can add products to an e-commerce store or to your online store through Modalyst, whether it be they connect you to designer brands, eco-friendly suppliers, private label manufacturers, and AliExpress sellers. So yes, you can connect AliExpress to the various e-commerce platforms through Modalyst. So they have all those various different manufacturers and suppliers, as well as AliExpress into the products. So taking a quick look here, they obviously have, just looking at their homepage here, they have a lot of various dropshipping websites for online businesses and entrepreneurs who are looking for dropshipping suppliers and various types of products to sell online. That is what they do here. As you can see, you can kind of see the general, what the layout would look like, what types of products you could expect with Modalyst. So as you can see here, they've been featured on Bloomberg, Fast Company, Forbes, MSNBC, Elle, Vogue. So it is a dropshipping software. That's what they do. Looking at the integrations, which I'm going to explain a little bit here about each of them and what you could expect. So as far as the different e-commerce platforms that Modalyst integrates with currently is Shopify, Wix, and BigCommerce. So they're actually one of the few platforms and dropshipping supplier platforms that allow you to integrate with Wix and BigCommerce, because Wix and BigCommerce are a little bit newer to the game with Shopify, or whereas Shopify has been in the dropshipping space for a while now. So if you want to integrate various dropshipping products with Wix, Modalyst is a really good option, as well as for BigCommerce. If you're doing BigCommerce dropshipping or if you're doing Wix dropshipping, then Modalyst is a really good option for those two e-commerce platforms. Shopify, obviously, there's a bit more competition. Shopify is really the home base for most people that are doing dropshipping. They use Shopify, so it makes sense that Modalyst is available on that platform as well, which is great. Obviously, it makes sense to be on probably the most popular platform for dropshipping would be Shopify, and then following up would be Wix and BigCommerce. So obviously you can see you have various dropshipping suppliers. They do have US dropshipping suppliers with some of their private label manufacturers as well, some of the different eco-friendly suppliers that they have available on their app that you can get access to as well. So they do have US suppliers that you can get, which will have faster shipping times and all those kind of things, which is different from what you could come to expect with the various AliExpress vendors. It's a little bit different. So they do have US suppliers, the AliExpress vendors, to find the various dropshipping products, so you can start selling them on your online store, of course. So they basically get you the inventory that you can sell. So that's really the key value here as far as how does dropshipping work on Modalyst. Of course, you sign up with Modalyst, then you connect your various e-commerce stores, you pick the products that you want to sell, customize it, and you can sell it on your online store. Of course, that's just as far as the inventory side of things. That's really what Modalyst is built for, to get the dropshipping suppliers. So that's the basis here of what they have on their homepage. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time here on the FAQ. These are all pretty general things. Of course, you could take a look at that yourself. Now, looking at the integrations, specific integrations, obviously I just mentioned Wix is a popular one here, Shopify and BigCommerce, and then they also are working on a partnership with Alibaba, so you can do Alibaba dropshipping. With Modalyst, it's coming soon. So maybe depending on the time that you're watching this video, that might already be out with their Alibaba partnership. So definitely stay tuned for that. Of course, if you want to do more the B2B wholesale, then that'll allow you to import products that way into an Alibaba dropshipping store with Modalyst, because it'll allow you to connect that. So that's a pretty cool option that they're working on, and a lot of people are looking for that, of course. Definitely something that not a ton of the other platforms or dropshipping companies even offer you, is the ability to easily import the Alibaba products. it's a good thing that Modalyst is working on something like that. So definitely something to keep in mind if you're looking at and comparing the different platforms. As far as the features, taking a look at the features and explaining a bit of this, of course, you're able to add the import list. This is typical things that you could come to expect with almost any kind of dropshipping supplier at this point, or dropshipping company, similar to a Spocket or Oberlo. If you've seen other videos on the channel, then you're definitely familiar with how import lists work. Basically, you just select the products, add it to your import list, and then you can add it directly to your e-commerce store, depending on whatever e-commerce platform that you're using, as I had mentioned before. And then you can add automated pricing setups, so you can add various markups before you import them into your store. You can change the titles and change all those kind of things. Not going to spend too much time on this because you really have to try it out for yourself to see exactly how every piece of the software works, but this is really just the general side of things. Of course, Wix, Shopify, BigCommerce, and you can import AliExpress products, and you can see, they're an official partner, a dropshipping partner of AliExpress with Modalyst. So that is the basics here of how the sync list works. Pretty common things: pricing rules, various updates, things that you could come to expect, inventory level notifications as well, something you can come to expect with most popular dropshipping softwares as well. So taking a look here at the specific Modalyst pricing. Now, this is something probably a lot of you guys are wanting me to take a look at because it is different and a very different type of business model from many of the other dropshipping companies. Modalyst definitely has a little bit of different things. So what is different about them? So first off, they do have a free plan, which is nice. It's good to have a free plan that doesn't cost anything to at least get started. However, there is a product limit on both the hobby and the startup pricing. So you can see they have a 25 product limit, kind of on the low side of things, but if you're focusing on just a few select products, not a big deal anyway. And then you're limited to 250 products on their startup plan. Now, with the hobby plan, while it is $0 per month to start selling various products on your e-commerce store, there is a 5% transaction fee. And this is something that is key to mention because it makes them quite different from the other platforms. A lot of the other platforms don't have a sort of big transaction fee that you can expect with the platform. So that is something to consider when you're looking at dropshipping software. Is a type of fee there, is the transaction fee. Now, you're typically going to pay some sort of fee with the various payment gateways or payment processors that you're going to be using within an online store, more specifically payment gateways. Within like a Shopify payments, for example, you would come to expect some sort of transaction fee there on that side of things when you're accepting payments in your e-commerce or online store. That's not anything out of the ordinary, but an additional transaction fee through the dropshipping software is definitely something to keep in mind if you are getting set up with Modalyst. Not a huge deal. It is only 5%, but 5% can obviously scale up and add up to quite a bit of money in the long run. And that 5% transaction fee does stay current with their hobby plan, startup plan, and even on their pro plan, you still have the 5% transaction fee, even on their pro plan. So it is something to consider, definitely something to point out when considering Modalyst if you want to use them at all. Of course. So then you have the startup at 35, and of course this pricing is subject to change at the making of this video. This is what it is, but it might be different when you're taking a look at their website, of course. So you have various dropshipping products that you can select. So it's a 250 product limit on the startup, and then once you get to the pro, then it is unlimited. So you do have a lot more access and a lot more suppliers that you can access as well. As you can see, only the non-premium suppliers within the hobby and the startup, and then they have their more premium suppliers on the pro plan. So if you want some of those more private label dropshipping products, then you're probably going to have to scale up to the pro plan, which is common among other platforms such as Udroppy or other platforms that I've mentioned on the channel before. To get the more premium suppliers, you have to end up paying more typically if you want access to them. So it's pretty common pricing, I would say, falls in line in general with most of the other options out there, other than that additional transaction fee. It is what it is. So that's something to consider there. Now, they do also have 25% off with their annual plans, so you can save money if you go yearly versus their monthly. Something common, again, with most other platforms, that you save money on the yearly plans versus the monthly plans. So that's something to consider as well as far as the pricing goes. As you can see, these are all the various types of features, the pricing automation, and all those kind of things here. So those are really the key things here with Modalyst as far as the pricing goes and their app integrations. Realistically, the biggest pros and cons with Modalyst, the biggest thing as far as the pros go, is that there's a lot of different products to choose from. Okay, it's a bit more than just what you can expect with a typical AliExpress product importer. I would say Modalyst is more comparable to a platform like Spocket. That really goes hand in hand there. I would say Modalyst and Spocket are pretty similar. It is a step above the traditional AliExpress sellers that you can find on a platform like Oberlo, but you do get some of the more private label manufacturers with Modalyst that you might come to expect with a platform like Spocket, or even Udroppy, or some of the other companies that I mentioned on this channel before, of course. So that's the thing to consider with Modalyst, as well as if you are planning on doing Wix dropshipping, then Modalyst is really one of the limited options. Same for BigCommerce. Really, the fact that they have Wix and BigCommerce is a big plus in my books for Modalyst, because most other dropshipping platforms at the moment are only available on the Shopify platform. So if you want to use a different e-commerce platform than Shopify, then Modalyst is a good option because you have Wix and BigCommerce, of course, and they're still working on the Alibaba integration, but that's more of a supplier side thing than just the e-commerce platform as the e-commerce platforms go. So that's definitely another thing to consider. The only cons for me really with Modalyst is that transaction fee on the pricing side of things. I think it's, it's not the end of the world, but it is something that, you might want to take a look at and consider if you're looking to set up with Modalyst. Another con, as well as potentially just the process of getting it all set up. Maybe you want something a little bit more simple. Maybe you don't necessarily need all these various products to choose from. If you just want AliExpress sellers, then a more simple platform would be Oberlo. If all you care about is selling AliExpress sellers, then a platform like Modalyst just might not be really worth it for you, because at that point it's like you're not even using most of the other benefits of the platform. So it's kind of a con and a pro as well. It's a double-edged sword there. If you just want AliExpress, then maybe look elsewhere than Modalyst if you really don't need all those other products, especially with their various pricing structures and the limits on how many products you can actually have on your dropshipping store. So that pretty much wraps up this video here today on the Modalyst review. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and the notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. But anyway, guys, that is all for today's video. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.